What up? Welcome to Beers and Buckets, the podcast for degenerates like us who like to watch basketball and drink beer. I'm your host, Connor Caldwell, joined by Dowell Harmon. We are part of the Basketball Podcast Network, where you can get the latest on your favorite teams, what's happening around the NBA and NCAA. So, as you see by my hoodie, we're talking a little bit Kentucky tonight. Just a little bit. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because I want to have the discussion. First of all, why are we talking Kentucky? Well, because they got upset by Bama. But also, there is an opening for said John Calipari because there was a firing last week between our episodes. But when we recorded last week and tonight, somebody got fired at a Power 5 school in the Big 12. Chris Beard.
Got shaved.
The beard got shaved. And so, yeah.
It's like a 2 out of 10 pun.
I mean, it's unfortunate, the circumstances around it. Just you feel for the family, obviously, and we don't know all the details of what happened, but obviously it was enough for Texas to say, yeah, this has gone on long enough. We're not going to be associated with this. So good on Texas for that, because plenty of other schools could have not done that.
Also, probably nice that they were able to get off of that $350 million contract for a cause. Probably entirely altruistic from Texas. I told you I was going to be cynical on this podcast. This is Exhibit A of me being cynical, which is not my default setting. But I mean, it's, again, we don't have all the info, but it seems pretty reasonable. And it's honestly kind of nice to see a team that has, I mean, regardless of the bit we like to do with the Texas Tech guys or anything, but Chris Beard is still one of the top coaches in the sport. And for them to just be like, all right, winning is we'll figure it out with someone else kind of deal is refreshing, because we don't see that happen often in any sport, really. It's not a college basketball problem. That's just a sports, not even a sports problem, really. I mean, that's kind of universal. But
let me ask you this question. Do you think this kind of move from Texas, do you think they would have made this, let's say, 25, 30 years ago? Or do you think this is something that, because I want to believe in the good in people, but I also think that because there's more with Twitter and social media and things like that, universities and organizations have to do this kind of stuff now? What do you
I think if it would have gotten out back then, they still probably would have had to do it, and honestly might have been more pressure to do it because it got out. But the likelihood of it getting out and getting kind of where everyone knew about it is just a lot less, and that's what Twitter really brings.
Yeah.
So
don't screw it up, Elon. That's what
probably
we
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You idiot. Don't do it.
Yeah. No, I just think it's funny because I was thinking about it, and it's 30 years ago, this kind of stuff wouldn't they would have kept him on staff for a long time until it was obvious that he had there was evidence against it, right? Now you can get fired for allegations, and rightfully so, because the truth could be out there, and it could, as in the moment you side with him, it comes out, and then you look like the bad guy. So yeah. Just makes all sense. But anyways, Chris Beard's out of Texas. They're without a coach, seemingly kind of doing fine for what it is with the interim coach. Winning. Didn't they win this week?
So they lost to Kansas State despite scoring 100 points.
Yeah, that
Kansas State scored 118 points in regulation. And
16.
then 116, sorry. Oh, did they score 108? It was 108, 116?
Yeah. It was imagine losing by 13 at home when you scored 103 points in regulation.
Seriously.
But they beat OK State by 10.
Yeah, but what was the score of that game?
56-46 on the road, though.
Gross.
But he hasn't been coaching. He hasn't been coaching with them for a couple weeks now, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that score is gross more than. Oh yeah. I mean, that's honestly a pretty solid win. But it's just gross when you score 50 some points.
So our last episode, not this past week, but the week before, it was the next day that he, it was announced that he, was arrested or whatever. So that was, I think they had played Rice. They won in overtime against Rice, 87-81. And since then, so Sunday, December 18th, they they've only lost one game, and that was to Kansas State at home. But they've won 5 at home, and then another one after the Kansas State loss. They beat Oklahoma State on the road. So, I mean, they have a tough schedule, obviously. So, interim coach, I don't know who's actually leading the charge for the Longhorns, but it should be a tough task. I doubt he's going to keep his job as the head coach. They're going to find a replacement.
I would assume so,
money. With that kind of money that they have to play with, obviously they went all out with Chris Beard. They have that money there now. They're going to find a replacement. So that leads us to the point that I kind of originally brought up is that, is Cal on his way to Texas? There's those rumors. He denied it. The Texas AD denied it. But that doesn't mean that there's not people talking about it.
I just don't see those people. I just don't see those people talking about it because I have John Calipari, Coach Calipari, Cal apostrophe S. I have all of those muted on Twitter right now for the next month. It's honestly pretty blissful. But it did mean that someone was like a bunch of the guys in the Sack Pack started tweeting. They're going to get mad at me for just calling him the ringleader, but whatever. But they all started tweeting like a bunch of pictures of coaches, and I was like, I messaged Wildcat Stung, and I was like, wait, fill me in the context here, like what's happening? And so
no, they're just dreaming. That's all it is.
Except for one of them posted Mark Pope, and everyone was like, I'm transferring if Mark Pope. But no, I don't think he's going to Texas. Even if he literally just took the Chris Beard contract, that contract isn't better. Nothing I have a hard time believing it wouldn't be a grass is greener kind of, oh, you get to Texas and then the fans still expect the same kind of stuff from you that they do at Kentucky, and you deal with the same stuff.
I don't think they expect higher than Kentucky fans though, because you think how long did Texas stick with Shaka? Probably 2-3 years longer than they should have, right? And he could do what Shaka did. You know what I mean? He could keep that for 9 years or however long Shaka was there.
Yeah, but they would be paying him way more than they were with Shaka, and I bet that Shaka, that tenure lasting a little bit longer than it probably should have, meant that their patience has worn a little bit thin. Plus, we have seen it with John Calipari this year, even though I still don't understand why fans give a shit how much people are getting paid. But it's oh, he's getting paid this much, he better win. I doubt that there would be the level of patience that would be significantly better than it would be here. And it seems like it would be just a pretty similar situation. Plus, he's going to be coming to the SEC in a couple of years. It doesn't seem like that it would be that much better of a situation. He'd have to move again. I
don't know. I think he'd be fine. Honestly, I think it'd be a good thing. I think Kentucky probably Barnhart doesn't want to fire him. Obviously, they can't afford to fire him. It's $42 million buyout, right? So that's off the table. So Kentucky would be, I think, the athletics department would be happy if he just decided to walk. You don't have to get out of that.
But
contract.
That doesn't make him more likely to do it, I don't think, does it?
But what makes him more likely to do it is the fact that he hasn't proven with this in the past 4 years. I feel like in the past 4 years, it's been.
He has.
What?
Last year we were the second best team in the country.
We were right there, and then the St. Peter's loss, and that's a good loss. They made it to the Elite Eight, first 15 seed to make it to Elite Eight. So it's not like it was a bad loss, but it's still one of those that he was coming off a year, missed the tournament, so he's on the bubble. They're on the bubble this year. They'll be in the tournament, in my opinion, but there's speculation that because they haven't got their own 4 quad 1 wins, they might. They're going to be on the bubble. It could be the first 4 out, whatever.
Yeah, it's a stupid argument in my opinion, but
it is. It's way too early to be talking about quad 1 wins, in my opinion, but whatever. All that said, a fresh start could be nice because he could take all 4 of those kids that are committed to Kentucky, or 5 of those kids committed to Kentucky with him. Reed Shepherd's the only one that probably wouldn't go. Like he's going to stay with Kentucky because of his dad, and I don't know. I just feel like there's like the grass isn't greener; it's the same grass. I think he just has a new lease on life at Texas on the rest of his career because he might take a pay cut, but at the end of the day, what's $9 million to $6 million? He's still making a lot of money.
Okay, but like, is he at the point where he even wants to get a new lease? Like, we've had Cal retiring rumors now for the last couple of years, like since 2015. Like, people thought that he was going to retire before the 2015 season where he went 38-1. Like,
no,
the
rumors then were he was going to go to the NBA, go to the Cavs. It was after that year.
But like, okay, fair. But like, the rumors of him retiring have been circulating for a couple of years now. He's at the point where is he even old enough where he's like, oh, I want to go get a fresh start somewhere so I can like restart my like career. Like, I feel like
that's my concern. That like, I'm with you on that. I think if I'm Texas, I wouldn't want to hire him because the guy's probably not going to be in coaching for 10 years. You know what I mean? And you hired Chris Beard because he's younger and because you could have him around for 10 years. So like,
I don't see it either.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only downside. And also like,
well, and then he's a terrible coach.
If I'm an athletics director, I can't justify matching his contract currently right now for what he's produced in the last 3-4 years. You know what I mean? Like, you can't justify missing a tournament, first round loss, and then right now being, what they are as a team right now. Like, you can't justify going and saying, hey, Texas, we're going to pay Calipari $9 million to potentially have a bubble team. You know what I mean? Like, that I can't justify that right now. So like, I see both sides, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like he's almost like going like a Bob Huggins route where he'll have some good teams. He'll have some teams in contention, but they're just really not contenders as far as a title goes. I feel like that's what he's headed towards. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyways, somebody sent me a picture of Nate Oates and one girl. I'm trying to get it where, yeah. Somebody said, yeah, we need to have Nate Oates. Can you take a guess who sent this one?
I don't even want to know.
It's our buddy Scott. He said, we need Nate Oates now. And he can bring her too.
Can he even say the we, considering that he's transferred to now Gonzaga and Wisconsin and Illinois and every other team that isn't Kentucky?
Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, let's move on. I told you so. Go ahead.
We also are – Cal's going to be fine next year because Sack and Scott are going to be gone and we're going to be back. So it doesn't matter.
I don't know if it's so much that. I think it's because of the 4-year run that Kentucky had from 2009 to like 2014 or I guess that's more than 4 years. Anyways, that run in the first half of Cal's career was so astronomically high and incredibly ridiculous that we're just making up for it and averaging out now. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
It's called regression to the mean.
Yep.
And the sack curse, because it's really like, sure, regression to the mean, but it's mostly because Sack and Scott can't.
Yeah, they just need to get off campus. That's what it is.
Seriously, guys, just graduate, please.
We never lost to an Evansville before they stepped on campus.
Nope.
And then it happened the first semester. So, yeah, you guys just get off campus. Yeah, go transfer to Duke. Transfer to Gonzaga.
Duke's bad enough right now. They can go sabotage someone that's a little bit better.
Yeah. I don't know, but let's move on. I told you so. Games that seem we're rationally confident about. I told you about Providence over UConn. I freaking called that. So take that.
You did.
Cheers.
You did. Speaking of Duke not being that great, I called NC State over Duke.
You did.
Kevin Smith went off. They handed them a
24-point difference. Holy crap.
I told you so about this game, but I don't know if I saw 24 points, but we'll take it.
Yeah, that was crazy. Humble Pie, teams that were definitely too low on. Who were you too low on?
I was too low on, and I feel like just the world. It wasn't even like this isn't even like a us thing. This is the world thing. Let me pull up their Ken Palm because I'm pretty sure they're still kind of like low. But the College of Charleston, they're 16-1 right now in the Colonial Athletic Association. Got Pat Kelsey. They have the nation's longest winning streak, which is a new feature that has been added to Ken Palm. There's a little winning streak guy. Their only loss this year was November 11th to North Carolina. So we're recording now. It is 12:03 a.m. on the 10th. So if they are able to beat UNC Wilmington on Wednesday, they will have gone 2 months without losing. Virginia Tech is a good win there. Kent State's a good win there. Richmond's a good win there. But other than that, they haven't really beat anyone because their conference is bad. But still, we were too low on them. They're good.
UNC Wilmington, though, I mean, they haven't lost since November 18th to Connecticut. So,
yeah,
pretty crazy. I mean, they have a long winning streak, obviously. So, I haven't played a whole lot of anybody, but yeah, I can't even pick a name that's like, oh yeah, this is worthy of saying. But, anyways, should be fine for Charleston. No issues there. I was too low in Georgia, and not Georgia football, obviously. 65-7 is a basketball score. But I was too low on Georgia at home against Auburn. Pick up the dub by 12 points. 12-point win for Mike White's Dogs. But I'm looking at...
And then proceeded to lose to Florida by 7.
On the road, though.
That's
on
fair.
the road in the O-Dome. We'll talk about the O-Dome in a little bit, but I'm looking at their Ken Palm page. They have some quality losses. They have one kind of bad loss, but overall, lost to Wake Forest. It's a good loss. Lost to UAB. The only bad loss that they have is Georgia Tech. They lost by 2, and it was at Georgia Tech. So, I mean, like, but they beaten.
Isn't like that's not the worst loss. Like, it's not
130.
Great. But it's right. But like I mean, Georgia's 93rd, so it's not like that they're way higher than that.
Yeah.
So they were 111 at the time too. So
but they beat number 19 Auburn. So they have an opportunity to get some good wins this week against Mississippi State and Mississippi. Mississippi's not a great win, but they're 77th. So excuse me. And honestly, They could give Kentucky a good game. I mean, it's at home at Rupp, so Kentucky should take care of business, but it should be a good game at least because Mike White seems to always play Kentucky tough no matter what team he's on. So, yeah. All right, let's move on. I've got my eye on you. Teams that are struggling to play to their expectations. I'm going to go with Arkansas, and this is me saying Arkansas later on. I have some words of encouragement, but for right now, losses to LSU, 79 LSU. Lost to Creighton or to Auburn. Lost to Creighton earlier in the season too, but lost to Auburn. And it was 72-59, so it wasn't even a close loss. And this is after Auburn already got upset by Georgia earlier in the week. So, however, turn it around. You can do that with a game against Alabama this week at home. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah, my team that I have my eye on is the Indiana Hoosiers. I feel kind of bad picking them because their worst loss right now is against number 53 Northwestern, and they lost by 1 at home. Like, it's not a bad loss at all. They lost to Iowa, Rutgers, Arizona, and Kansas. Like, all top 50, all top 40 teams there. So, it honestly kind of goes sort of hand in hand with your Arkansas point is just like health has been a big thing. Arkansas can't stay healthy. They've missed Nick Smith a bunch, have had a couple other injuries, and Indiana's kind of the same way. They have 3 people on their team that have played in all 15 of their games so far. Yeah. Jalen Hood-Schifino and Trace Jackson-Davis have both played in only 12 games. Xavier Johnson, I think, is out. Caleb Banks has only played in 10. Race Thompson, 14. And Race Thompson was the one that missed that Northwestern game. I wish they could all be healthy so that we could really see them at full strength. But until they get back to full strength, gotta have them in the we're keeping an eye on you category.
Yeah. All right, so what happened? Northwestern beat Illinois 73-60. It's 13-point loss for Illinois. So Illinois, what happened? You take it.
I don't know. I don't really watch that game. Northwestern's kind of good though, weirdly.
Yeah.
Next game, Clemson beat Virginia Tech 68-65. Virginia Tech, what happened? Probably PJ Hall is what happened, but what happened?
Yep. We already talked about Georgia and Auburn. So Georgia Tech took on Miami 76-70. Hurricanes. Again, what happened?
We just talked about Georgia Tech. Not a bad loss.
Not a bad loss. Not a bad loss for you, for the dogs there.
You said we were going to talk about the O-Dome. Texas A&M 66, Florida 63. Gators. Texas A&M's kind of good, but we'll still put you in the what happened. What happened?
They're not. They're outside of the top 50, so we put them in the what happened.
Hey, rules are rules, baby.
And then the last one I'm going to skip that one. The last one we're going to do, Maryland took on Ohio State, and we thought we had them figured out. We both picked Ohio State in that one. 80-73, Maryland won. Look, Buckeyes, what happened? You had it. You had the beers and buckets curse. That's what you got.
What? All right, I'm going to actually go look at this, because what did Bryce Sensabaugh do in this game?
Good question.
Okay, he had 22 and 7. That's not bad. Oh, he fouled out and had 4 turnovers. That's not good.
30 minutes, yeah.
Not a great way to close out a game is losing your best player.
Jameer Young, MVP. There you go.
Hey, he's good.
7 for 13 on, and then 1 for 5 from 3. So, not a great game for him, but
13 for 15
30
from
points,
the 3-point free throw line. That's where you get your points.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Jesus, he almost shot as many free throws just by himself as the entire Ohio State team did.
Yeah,
we figured out what happened there.
That was in College Park, right? Yeah, they were the home team.
Yeah, Xfinity Center.
Yeah.
And the third quarter, so KenPom breaks it up into quarters. They beat Ohio State in the first 10 minutes of the second half, 24-7. That's not good.
We need to go to quarters. We've said this enough times on the show, but we need to go to quarters.
Do it.
Yeah, please do it. It changes everything. So, all right, let's move on. All right, it's time for Shark Tank upsets, where each person will have to pitch a game, and the shark, quote-unquote shark, would either buy nothing, they'll be totally out, they buy a pint, a case, a pony keg, a keg, or the whole brewery. So, Dowell, what are you pitching today?
All right, so who's my favorite player in the A-10 this year?
Duron Holmes.
Yeah, it is. Dayton is currently 3-0 in conference. But on Tuesday, so today, since this is technically after midnight that we're recording, they play Fordham at Fordham. They are projected to win 66-60, but I am here to say that the Fordham Rams, Fordham Rams, will get this win at home. All right, bad parts first. Dayton's defense is 18th. Fordham's offense, 237th in the country. Not great. But Fordham's defense is pretty solid. They especially are really good about limiting other teams from a shooting perspective and from an offensive rebound perspective. They have a really, really good 2-point percentage. Opponents are shooting just 44% from 2 against them. So great at protecting the rim. They are not super tall. Dayton is actually the highest team in average height. I didn't realize that. But Fordham is less than 2 inches shorter in terms of average height there. They're super experienced, and they, like I said, do a good job of limiting people around the rim. So I think that is kind of what's going to throw off Dayton, as well as it just being a road game for the Flyers in New York, taking on Fordham. So I have Fordham eking out a close win against the Flyers, Rams versus Flyers. Yeah,
I'm going to get a pony keg on this because we know Dayton's been kind of roller coaster of a season for them. They started off just plummeting, kind of worked their way back up sneakily because they're 55 now. Like you said, 3-0 in conference. But, I mean, Fordham's offense isn't great. Dayton's got a pretty decent defense, but Dayton's offense isn't good. They turn the ball over, and they don't force turnovers. So not good for a road game there. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's just about Fordham's ability to put the ball in the basket. They don't get a lot. Fordham doesn't get a lot of offensive rebounds, so I've been high on that lately. I feel like the better offensive rebounding team typically will end up squeaking out a win somehow just because of putbacks, more chances. But so that's why I take a pony keg on it. I think it will happen. Don't think it'll be because of their offensive rebounding, obviously. So
no, Fordham does a good job getting to the basket, getting fouled, and Dayton is one of the slowest teams in terms of average pace on both offense and defense, which just means that this game will have a very few possessions, which is always kind of more right for an upset. It's kind of the whole Virginia deal. Virginia's good in the grand scheme of things on a larger sample size, but on a small sample size of just a single game where you're only going to get maybe 60 possessions, that can kind of lead to an upset. So, sweet. I'll take a pony keg. That sounds good.
What's crazy is Fordham has 2 players within the top 25 for block percentage. I'm not even going to try and pronounce their name, but 11 and 24, 10.8% and 9.6%. That's 2 on the same team. That's insane. So, yeah, Dayton, the fact that Dayton doesn't rely on 3-pointers at all or any perimeter shots whatsoever, and the fact that Fordham lives with the block percentage, which is crazy because you think their block percentage would be better than it is. You know, it's 21st in the nation, so not bad, but with 2 players in the top 25, you think it'd be better. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty nuts. That's that'll win you an upset for sure. So I'll take it. Yeah, pony keg on me.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Okay, Shark this week.
Oh, I realized why. Sorry, I realized why. One of the guys only plays 40% of minutes, and one of them plays 52% of minutes. So they're just not on the floor a ton.
Yeah, they're not. Well, I mean, typically, if you have somebody that's really good at shot blocking, they probably can't spread the floor in offense either. So unless you're Calipari, you're not playing them at the same time. So.
Also, one of them averages 7.5 fouls called per 40. So he
probably can't stay on the floor to save his life without fouling. I mean, when you have that high of a block percentage, though, you're probably going to pick up a lot of fouls too. So,
yep.
Yeah. So, all right, Shark, Thursday, excuse me. It's Thursday at 11 p.m. on Pac-12 networks in the Pauley Pavilion. Number 49 Utah is taking on number 4 UCLA. KenPom saying 73-61 victory for UCLA with an 85% confidence rate. The spread is at 12.5. Minus 12.5 UCLA, obviously. Here's my thing. Trust me on this one. That spread is too far, far too big for there not to be something fishy going on there. Also, Utah surprisingly has a length advantage and the 2 foul participation in this one percentage. So if they do get into foul trouble on the road with some hinky Pauley Pavilion refs calls, it doesn't matter because they're not gonna sit the players with 2 fouls. They're just gonna keep playing because they have the balls to do it. And then
we love to see it.
Yeah, but also Utah's a really tough defense. They took Arizona is one of the best offenses in the nation. They eliminated Arizona a lot earlier in that upset, and they're good at making teams take tough and uncomfortable shots. UCLA hasn't played a team with a defense like Utah's this year, and UCLA has gotten the shots that they wanted to because of just the size advantage. However, they're going against a longer team, and they're going against a team that is much better on defense than they have faced before. And it's conference play. Anything can happen in conference play. So what do you think?
Yeah, no, I like this a lot. I think one of the big things that we said whenever Kentucky was playing UCLA that we were kind of excited about is the fact that UCLA can kind of struggle to guard post-ups. The person that is the only major contributor on Utah is Brennan Carlson, who's a 7-footer who seems to be like a down low presence, which means that he can probably take advantage of the big men and their lack of ability to guard post-up. Hopefully he can do it better than Oscar Sheway did in that game because that was not great. But yeah, no, I mean, I think all the things you said are great. The UCLA doesn't really get to the free throw line that much, which is something that kind of worries me, even when they are at home. And then the only really flaw of Utah's defense is that they do not force turnovers. But that doesn't really matter because UCLA doesn't turn the ball over anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that was gonna be some like big part of the game plan when UCLA is 4th in the country in turnover rate. So they already take care of the ball really well. So you might as well not even try. And it's nice that they can do kind of everything else without that being a big part of their game.
Utah really, they're not going for the steals because their steal percentage is 7.3. They're not trying to force the turnovers to score. They're trying to make you take really uncomfortable shots. They're trying to make they're trying to make your worst player take most of your shots, and they're really successful at doing that. So, that's why I really like this matchup, because somebody other than Hami Hawkes is getting to shoot. Somebody other than Tiger Campbell is going to be shooting a lot of shots. So they're making either Jalen Clark, Amari Bailey, or David Singleton shoot, and or Adembona. So there's not going to be a crazy amount of offense flowing from UCLA, I think, in this one.
Yeah, I was going to take a pony keg, but because you mentioned 2 foul participation, I will bump that up to a full keg.
Woohoo! It is crazy though. I mean, they Utah, they're 95th in the nation for 2 fouls, so pretty progressive. Whereas UCLA is 0.07, 358th. So
love it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. NBA fans, the NBA action is just getting started, and so are the incredible offers at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA pregame moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Check this out. Right now, everyone can earn up to 100% boost with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, place a same-game parlay, and combine multiple bets like which team will win, total rebounds, total points scored, and more. With payouts bigger than ever, DraftKings Sportsbook is where I go to bet on the NBA. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code TBPN, make any $5 bet this week, and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code TBPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, Dell, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a peach tutti frutti summer tart. Obviously, the best time of year for a summer tart is when it's like 30 degrees outside. It's from the Gravely Brewing Company in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know if you've heard of that. They have a basketball team there. I don't know how good they are.
Well, Bellarmine's really good.
You're right, actually. That's true. The pride of Louisville, Kentucky, Bellarmine. But no, it's a peach beer, 4.7% ABV, 14 IBU. I don't know. The casing is kind of like interesting too. It has like some little peachy guys. Let's do a little. Ooh, nice crack. Okay. It's like if you took a peach LaCroix, the white peach LaCroix. That's actually good. That's probably my favorite LaCroix, honestly. But it's like if you took that and you poured like an ounce of just like a normal sour beer into that. That's what it tastes like, which is all right.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm a bubbly guy myself.
I mean, like, it's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's really that good either. Kind of like Louisville basketball.
No, Louisville's just
actually
bad.
No, they're bad. I was just saying. You're gonna walk that one back. No, it's all right.
It's kind of like
it probably would be good like during the summer, like sitting out by the pool or something, drinking it. But
yeah.
What you got?
I'm drinking. It's called Luna Lemonade.
Ooh.
It's a marshmallow lemonade wheat beer. So it's by Playa Linda Brewing Company here in Titusville, Florida, which is like 45 minutes, hour east of Orlando.
So lemonade and marshmallow.
Marshmallow lemonade wheat beer. 4.6 ABV, 0 IBUs, 3.64.
That like boggles my brain.
It's interesting looking so far. Let's give it a try. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good. It's really light. It's lighter than I expected, being all those flavors together. But marshmallows are light, so kind of reminds me of that. I think I did a blueberry marshmallow one back in
you did,
October. So it was like something like that. Just instead of the blueberry, which is a stronger flavor than you'd think compared to a lemonade. Lemonade's a little bit more subtle, so you taste more of the marshmallow in it. But it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, it's really light. It's better than I thought it would be, when I grabbed it at Total Wine. So, yeah, not bad. Not great, but not bad. Just like yours, I think. Like, I'm glad I didn't get a 6-pack of them because I'd be giving some away. But I'm still going to enjoy this one tonight. So, cheers.
I feel like this would be, like, good to make, like, in a cocktail. Like, to mix with something and, like, make it into something else.
Make it, like, loaded or something like that. Put a little shot of something in there. Yeah. Yeah, that's like, I mean, I could see this one you make it loaded too, to be honest with you. But, it's just different.
That's not a very good indication on, like, the actual quality of the beer, though. Like, if you got to put other shit in it, it's probably not, like...
Loaded land sharks are good. And I don't care who you are. Those are good. But I like tequila, so that also plays a factor into it.
Gross. Do Angry Balls drink Angry Orchard down? Don't actually get Angry Orchard, get a better cider. But the term is better Angry Balls because that's funny. But like drink down cider a little bit and then put some Fireball in there.
That could be pretty good.
That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'll have to try that. We do have Angry Orchard here, but I'm not they're too sweet. They're way too sweet.
Angry Orchard is not good.
No. I'd much there's another one, Three Daughters Brewing near us. They do an apple pie cider. Oh, so good. So good. Even though it's almost just as sweet as that one, it's still pretty good. So
this month I get to like experience all the beers that you're talking about.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped for that.
Me too.
Very pumped for that. So comparing this to college basketball, I like that it's purple and it's a one-off kind of beer, so I'm going Northwestern because they upset Illinois earlier this week. So.
I was going to say, I almost picked them. I guess it's not a spoiler because I didn't pick them, but the teams that we were definitely too low on in our humble pie section, I almost threw Northwestern in there.
Yeah.
But then I look back at their non-conference schedule and they had a couple losses in there that I was like, so.
Yeah. Yeah. A one-off upset. There you go.
Yeah.
Lunar Lemonade.
In the Big Ten right now.
Yeah.
Weird.
So who you compared yours to?
Well, I compared it to Louisville, but then I was like, no, that's just bad. Who's someone that's just bad? Let's go I'll go Vanderbilt. They're fine, but not great.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be fine in another conference, I think. They're just happen to be in one of the better conferences in the nation, so
yeah.
There's that. So, yeah. All right, well, let's move on then. All right, it's time for the Throwdown games. This is the part of the show where we predict upcoming games we think are going to be fun. Most of them are usually top 50 matchups, but sometimes they're not. And on the season, or last week, Dowell picked 9. I got 10. So on the season, I'm up 3-2. And this is where we're at. Yeah, we're going to keep going. But
I think you're up 3 in total as well.
3-2 in total. Yeah.
Well, no, that's in terms of weeks. I'm talking.
Oh, true.
I think you have 3 more correct picks.
3 more correct picks than you do. Yeah. And I'm gonna for the listener, for the viewer, whatever. We try and pick with the best team, like with the team who we think are going to win, and for the most part. sometimes we pick just to have different picks. So
Yeah, it's no fun if we're like picking all the same stuff. Connor and I view the game like pretty similarly, so I feel like that we look at a lot of stuff similarly for like when we're looking at games. So
yeah,
we do play contrarian sometimes.
Yeah, and it bites us. Sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see. But this week, Tuesday night, the 10th, North Carolina is taking on Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia at 9 p.m. Ken Pom saying 70-66 Virginia. Who do you got, Dow?
Gotta go UVA here. North Carolina's buns and Armando Bacot is bad, and people are trying to give him ACC Player of the Year over Tyree Appleby, and this will be my second Wake Forest transfer is better than Armando Bacot campaign. I'm ready for round 2, so I have to cheer against UNC at all costs. So I'm going Virginia here.
Yeah, I'm going Virginia as well. They have the better offense, and their defense is too good. It's going to give UNC problems. They already have problems. They're going to have more problems against Virginia's offense or defense. So give me the Cavs.
And it's a home game.
Yeah, it's a home game. Yeah, that definitely. All right, 7 p.m. in Manhattan, Kansas. Oklahoma State's taking on Kansas State. Ken Pom saying 70-67. I'm going K-State. They're the more complete team at this point. OK State turns the ball over too much, and it's a home game, so can't give you any more than that.
I think the home game kind of puts it over the edge. Would also like to shout out Ismail Massoud, the Wake Forest transfer to Kansas State, who hit a game winner in their last game against Baylor. That was dope. And
in overtime.
I love Ismail Massoud. He's super dope. And it's like a 6'10" shooter that I wish would have stayed at Wake because we would have just been bombing from 3 even more than we already do. He's actually not really that good, but he's kind of fun sometimes. And he's shooting 45% on 22 attempts this year. So I'm going to go Wildcats. That's their mascot is.
The other Wildcats, yeah.
That's right.
All right, also at 7 p.m., Madison, Wisconsin, the Kohl Center. Number 43, Michigan State, taking on number 31, Wisconsin. Wisconsin 63-60, according to Ken Pom. Who do you got?
I'm going to go Michigan State here. I just trust Izzo, I guess. Plus, they have some athleticism that I think will be tough for Wisconsin to deal with.
That's fair. I'm going Wisconsin because they have a favorite home whistle. They get the home cooking a lot in the Kohl Center there.
You can't see it, but...
Yeah. And what's funny is that they have very similar play from these teams. I feel like the style of play is very similar, so it's gonna be a fun matchup. But I'm just going Wisconsin here because that home whistle is gonna be crazy for them. All right, 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus. If you got it, go watch it. Number 41, Texas Tech taking on number 29, Iowa State, in Ames, Iowa. So it's in the Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State's supposed to win 66-61. I'm going Iowa State. I think they're one of the best teams in the nation in forcing turnovers. Tech struggles to take care of the ball, and it's a home game for Iowa State. So the Cyclones going to have that home cooking again.
Yeah, I like your reasoning there. It also just seems like Texas Tech's kind of reeling a little bit, and Iowa State seems pretty poised to kind of kick them while they're down a little bit. So I'll go Iowa State as well.
Yep. All right, moving on to Wednesday, the 11th. My brother's birthday. Shout out to Cameron. Happy birthday, Cameron, on Wednesday.
Shout out to my mom and little sister whose birthday they were both on the 7th. My little sister is 21 now. She's like a full adult.
She's legal. There you go. Not that kind of legal, but you know what I mean. She could join the podcast now. Yeah, there we go. Wednesday, the 11th. UConn's taking on Marquette in Fiserv Arena, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. UConn's supposed to win 75-73. This is at 7 p.m. on CBS. I'm going Marquette. A really fun Shaka offense. One of the best 2-point percentage teams in the nation. UConn relies on a little bit lean on that 3-point shot. Could be cold in a rowdy Fiserv Arena, so Fiserv Forum. So give me the what is UConn Golden Eagles? Is that what they are? I can't remember what they are.
It seems right.
Yeah, I think so. UConn, Marquette. Yeah,
they are. Their mascot is. My parents need to get me some Marquette shorts because I asked for them for Christmas and didn't get them. 1909. No, I'm gonna go UConn here. They've dropped all the way down to 3 in Ken Pom.
Oh man,
how dare them? Yeah, horrible fire whoever their coach is. But no, I'll go UConn here, mostly just because you're picking Marquette, and I'll play contrarian.
I mean, that's a good team to go contrarian with.
Yeah. Not the worst team to be able to be like, oh, I guess I'll pick them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 7 p.m. in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Number 7 Alabama is taking on number 10 Arkansas. Arkansas is supposed to win 75-74. This is on ESPN2, by the way, in Bud Walton Arena. Who do you got?
Despite it being a road game, I'm going to go Bama here. And Arkansas definitely is kind of going to be looking for a win after their loss to Auburn. But I think Bama kind of takes the Kentucky win into this, plays with some confidence, and surprises Arkansas in Bud Walton.
Fair enough. I'm actually going Arkansas, though I do think Alabama is good. Arkansas needs this win after dropping to Auburn. They'll want it more. They'll be hungry. It's going to be a home game. Those Tuesday night, or I guess Wednesday night home games are a little crazy in Bud Walton. So I remember last year, Auburn being what Auburn was last year, that's when they Arkansas upset something last year. So I think it's going to be a similar atmosphere. Also, Arkansas has the length and the length advantage here, and Alabama gets their shots blocked a lot. So no easy buckets for the Tide, I guess. I almost said elephants, but they're not really elephants. So no easy buckets for them. So give me the Hogs. All right, 7 p.m. in Cincinnati. Number 17 Creighton's taking on number 18 Xavier. Xavier is supposed to win 79-76. I'm going Xavier. It's a home game. They play their best games at home, obviously, but for Xavier, it's very true. Excuse me. Creighton doesn't force turnovers. They don't get a lot of offensive rebounds, and they struggle at the free throw line. So it's not a good recipe for an upset here. So what do you think?
There's no way in hell I'm picking Creighton again because every time I pick them, they lose. So I'll be picking Xavier.
You're dead to me, Blue Jays.
Y'all gotta get back in my good graces. Prove to me that you can win.
True. Also, this is kind of crazy how many good games are happening Wednesday night. Like typically it's Tuesday night.
Wednesday's loaded.
Yeah, it really is. Indiana's taking on Penn State at 7 p.m. in University Park, Pennsylvania, Bryce Jordan Center. You can watch on the Big Ten Network, 73-72 win for Penn State. I'm going Penn State. I don't trust the Hoosier offense, and Penn State at home with their three-point shooting is very fun. So give me that. Give me all of that.
Three-point shooting, plus do we know if Indiana's going to be fully healthy? It seems like they're probably not going to be, so I'll go Penn State as well.
Yeah. All right, 7 p.m. in Morgantown, West Virginia, in the WVU Coliseum. West Virginia is taking on Baylor, and it is a 76-72 victory for West Virginia. Who do you got?
I'm going to go Baylor here. A little bit just play contrarian, but I feel like they need to get kind of another signature win under their belt, and this seems like a great chance to do it.
Yeah, they definitely do. I agree with that, but I'm going West Virginia here. Baylor's too turnover prone. They allow a lot of offensive rebounds. Also, side note, but can we ask the question, is this one of the easier Big 12 title runs for Kansas that they've had in a while, despite the Big 12 being a really good conference? Because I feel like we did our Big 12 preview that never actually aired, but West Virginia was dead last in our Big 12 preview. I think in the average. Turns out they're pretty good. They're 23rd. They're past Baylor, who was top 3 for us. So I mean, and even then, Kansas went into Morgantown and won. You know what I mean? So I think Kansas has a easier title run for the Big 12 than they've had in a long time. What do you think? Real quick.
Yeah, I mean, West Virginia's tough because they shouldn't. I feel like they're one of those teams where I'm like, they shouldn't be this good, but then they kind of are. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm mostly just playing contrarian here and going Baylor, betting on Flagler and Cryer and all their Kente George, just to be kind of overwhelming them with talent. Fair
enough. All right. 7 p.m. in Orlando at Edition Financial Arena. Number 37 Memphis taking on number 36 UCF. UCF supposed to win 69-65. This is not like on ESPN Plus, like I said. I'm going UCF. I can't switch up now, obviously. And Memphis struggles from perimeter and protecting the ball. So both teams allow a lot of offensive rebounds, so that should be interesting. It's like, who wants it, you know? But at the same time, I just can't pick a upset. Not really an upset. It's a 1 point difference here, but 1 ranking difference. But Memphis struggles from the perimeter. I'm not going to pick that in a road game and protecting the ball, too. If they can't protect the ball, they can't win.
Yeah, road game is the big thing there. UCF's at home here. It seems pretty like it would be pretty like even if it wasn't if it was on a neutral floor. But with UCF being at home, I'm gonna go UCF.
All right, that's it for Wednesday games. Thursday, the 12th, number 30 Michigan's taking on number 40 Iowa. Oh no, I'm sorry, number 50 Michigan's taking on number 40 Iowa at 7 p.m. on ESPN2 in Iowa City. Iowa's supposed to win 80-76. Who do you got?
I just read your last note for your justification for this. Oh damn.
I'll say it right now. Hunter Dickinson is the worst. Like, I can't stand that guy. I hate that guy.
Right, now I got
like, as much as I hated Drew Timme, at least Drew Timme grew on me. Like, you know, like at least I appreciate him for what he is and like the meme that he is. Hunter Dickinson is just an absolute jerk. Like, I hate that guy. He was talking about like Wisconsin and something about like something he said like on a Barstool interview, and people were just pissed at him.
Well, there's your issue. You're listening to a Barstool interview.
No, it was on TikTok, and like I don't follow Barstool or anything like that. But he was being interviewed. The guy needs a PR agent. He's in college and he needs a PR agent. Like, he's just the worst.
He's some dumb shit.
He's the worst on interviews. So like he's just I can't stand him. So yeah, move on, Hunter Dickinson. But yeah. Who do you got, though, in that game?
I'll go Michigan just to play contrarian, but I don't really feel confident in it.
Yeah, I'm going Iowa. I tried to pick Michigan. I tried to see like how I could swing it, push that agenda. But both teams take care of the ball. Michigan struggles to get offensive rebounds, which is crazy because they have Hunter Dickinson. But if they struggle to get offensive rebounds, I don't like them on the road in an upset situation. So give me the Hawkeyes. That's it for Thursday. That was the only good game that's on Thursday, in my opinion. So Friday the 13th, spooky. Give some good mojo, whatever you need to do. Number 43 Michigan State's taking on number 32 Illinois at 9 p.m. in Champaign, Illinois, at the State Farm Center. Illinois is supposed to win 70-66. I'm going Illinois. They have the better offense in the matchup. I tried to pick Michigan State. I didn't like anything I saw in it. It's a home game from Illinois as well, and Michigan State just doesn't turn the ball over enough for me to like the upset here.
So back-to-back losses for Michigan State for you?
Yeah, Spartans reeling.
Big stuff. I'll go Michigan State. Illinois just lost Guy Clark, their point guard, who was having a fine season, but it is still a loss to like kind of adapt from that. I'll go Michigan State. You go 2 losses, I go 2 wins. We'll probably split it 1-1 or something like that.
Yeah, probably. Just a matter of which one it is. Saturday the 14th, that was the only good game for Friday. Saturday the 14th, number 11 Arizona is taking on number 58 Oregon at 6 p.m. in Eugene, Oregon at the Matthew Knight Arena. 77-75 Arizona victory. Who do you got?
I'm going to go Oregon here. Home game, which is nice. That horrendous arena floor is going to throw off Arizona. Plus, I like the Twin Towers of Khalil Ware and N'Faly Dante for Oregon. So I'll use that to kind of counteract the height that Arizona brings, especially in the front court.
Yeah, I'm going Arizona. I couldn't find anything to push a Duck agenda, so I'm just going to go with the Wildcats there. Plus, they have the coolest throwback logo ever. If I ever get another home field hoodie, it's definitely going to be Arizona
that's
one with the cactus one. Yeah. Well, I have a whole list of ones I want to get, but anyways, Arizona, give me the Wildcats. All right, 2 p.m. Fort Worth, Texas. Kansas State's taking on TCU, who'll be licking their wounds from that butt whooping they took tonight in football, but in basketball they're doing just fine. But Kansas State, I'm picking them because they scored 116 points in regulation on the road. I will never not pick them this season. So when an offense that efficient against a really good Texas defense, by all means, please, Kansas State, you'll always have my pick at this point.
We were talking about regression to the mean earlier. This is going to be a regression to the mean. That plus a home game, I'm going to go TCU here. Plus Mike Miles is dope. And I can't pick against TCU and have a TCU hoodie on. So,
That's true. Also true. Yeah.
All right. This is the grave I've dug. I almost combined the bed I slept in and grave I dug into one.
The grave I slept in.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 24, Duke is taking on number 53, Clemson, in Clemson, South Carolina at 5 p.m. on the ACC Network in Little John Coliseum. Clemson's supposed to win 70-69. Who do you got?
Let's go Clemson. Home game. Little John is a cool name. And Duke is kind of reeling. Hopefully Drake Whitehead isn't fully healthy for this, because if Drake Whitehead is back and healthy, which he has kind of looked to get healthier and healthier after each game, which is how getting healthy works, then I might be in for trouble here, but I'll go Clemson.
Yeah, I actually go Duke here. Clemson doesn't get enough offensive rebounds for me to like them in this, and they don't force a lot of turnovers either. Duke's going to feed Filipowski in this matchup, I think. He's just going to dominate this game, so give me the Blue Devils. All right, 3:30 p.m. Missouri's taking on Florida in Gainesville at the O-Dome. So that's why I brought it up earlier. But Florida's supposed to win 81-79. I'm going Florida. I think Missouri's offense is really good, obviously. But I don't know if you've ever been to a game in the O'Connell Center. That place gets rocking. You could hear it on TV too. That place gets nuts because it's just a giant dome. It's not even that big. It's really small. You could spit on the player from the top row. It's crazy. So it is. It's going to get loud, and with that, I don't trust Missouri's offense to carry that shooting, carry that offensive ability on the road, and their defense is just not good enough for me to like the upset here. Their defense is just kind of crappy. Not gonna lie,
it's not good. Yeah. I'm gonna go Mizzou though. I like their scoring ability, even on the road.
Fair enough, but I said Florida. You got it. You got it at the O-Dome here. So you lost it to Texas A&M. You get it right back with Missouri, and that's gonna be a good win for you. So. Missouri's a sneaky good team here in the SEC. All right, 8 p.m. in Austin, Texas. The Red Raiders of Texas Tech are taking on the Longhorns of Texas. Texas was to win 74-66. I'm going Red Raiders, though. Pop Isaacs, MVP. The Rainbow Bridge shot. Not even Rainbow Bridge, Rainbow Road shot. That thing straight up like a rainbow. And he makes it every time. I've turned on 5 Tech games this season where it's getting in the clutch and Pop Isaacs just has the green light to shoot from wherever. And that shot almost touches the ceiling every time. It's insane. And nothing but net every time. It's crazy.
He could be colorblind and he would still see that green light.
Yeah. So give me the Red Raiders in this one.
I'll go Longhorns just because I continue to play contrarian on our Saturday games, so I won't stop here. Although this means that I picked against Texas Tech for the last 3 games, which I don't feel good about, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't blame you on not feeling good about that, but you did pick them right with the Kansas pick last week. That call, those 2 missed calls at the end were absolute bullcrap, though. Oh my God! I don't think Tech deserved to win that, but my God, how do you miss that hook on that? And then the body bump was pretty bad too. But I didn't think there was enough there to call a body bump with clock winding down like that. But you got to call that hook on that on what's his name, Bacho. You got to call that. That was terrible. Anyways, 4 p.m. in Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. Iowa State's taking on Kansas. Kansas supposed to win 70-60. I'm going Iowa State. I think the Cyclones are one of the few teams I think can pull off a road upset against Kansas. So give me the Cyclones. I have nothing, no reasoning to push it. This is just me. This is my gut. I'm feeling it. Go Cyclones.
You know what? I kind of like Iowa State here, but I can't go the entire game, like the entire day, pick all opposite from you and stop here. So I'm going to go Kansas.
You're probably like, it's this again, the safe bet to pick contrarian in this one. Like, this is a good one to pick contrarian, but
yeah. I like both these teams.
Yeah. All right. Sunday, the 15th, Marquette's taking on Xavier. We already talked about Xavier a little bit, but in Cincinnati, Ohio at noon, Xavier's supposed to win 84-81. So it's a high scoring affair. As much as it pains me to pick against Marquette, I got to pick Xavier here because I said they're too good at home. Marquette, albeit for what it's worth, they've only I think they've lost a semi away game, and a home. The fact that they've lost the two kind of away games and the only one at home was to Wisconsin. It's a little bit different. So I say they quote unquote struggle on the road this season, but Marquette's a good team. So this is not a bad loss to Xavier by any means.
Yeah, I'm going to go Xavier as well. Like you said, home game, that's big. Marquette's a young team playing on the road, kind of tough. I'll go Xavier.
Also, Marquette just relies on their offense a lot, and it's hard. Offense doesn't travel like defense does, like we've talked about. So, all right. Noon, Rutgers taking on Ohio State at home in the Jersey Mike's Arena. You'd be an idiot to not pick Rutgers in this one because they already got screwed. They already got screwed. They need the revenge against Ohio State. Here it comes. Scarlet Knights coming for that revenge.
Were you laughing at the note that I was writing?
Yes, I was laughing at your note. You're typing it.
I said chop, MF chop. Rutgers, obviously. Jersey Mike's Arena is an impenetrable fortress.
So true. A sub above. Yep.
That's right, baby.
All right, 4:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Maryland's taking on number 40 Iowa. Iowa's supposed to win 76 to 73. This is in Iowa City, by the way, at home. I'm going Maryland. I think they found their mojo again. I just can't trust Iowa's defense. It's not good. Not good against the fun Maryland offense.
Yeah, you better hope Jameer Young shows out. I bet against Iowa earlier this past week, and it bit me. So I'm gonna go Iowa here.
Yeah, you bet on Indiana, and Indiana has no offense. So,
bro, okay, they were up by 20 at one point, and then they weren't anymore.
Then they didn't have an offense. All right, let's move on then. Dowell, it's time for the last call. I think I have a feeling of what your last call is going to be, but what are you leaving with us with?
Georgia fans don't deserve a national championship, much less two. They are. I mean, there's a lot of fan bases that we can say are the Kentucky, like the equivalent of Kentucky basketball, but just the woe is me stuff from the underdogs that are the Georgia Bulldogs, who are in one of the most talented states in high school recruiting with no actual rival in state because Georgia Tech is bad. I'm so shocked that they can, overcome all those obstacles to be a good college football team. It's such a great underdog story. We got the little engine that could. We got the miracle on ice, and we have the Georgia Bulldogs winning a national championship. Just three completely just awe-inspiring stories. That's me throwing up all over my mic. No, I'm done. Connor, what you got?
I got two. First of all, Mike Farrell Sports. You know that account. I'm sure. Yeah. He tweeted 2 years ago, 4 years ago. He said Kirby Smart is winning multiple national titles if he continues to recruit like this.
Yeah, that no shit.
Yeah, obviously. And the replies to it are absolutely insane. Just they age terribly. So go enjoy that for what it's worth.
No, I will not. I will not enjoy anything about this.
It's funny. It's funny. Anyways, my actual last call is you should never run a freaking coaches approval poll coming off a loss. I don't care like what it is. Like you didn't run it for Mark Stoops. Then why are you running it after Missouri, or why are you running it after like Alabama loss? Like you're not really, like, it's just absolutely dumb to run an in-season approval poll, especially coming after a loss, because you're not doing it after wins. Did you do an approval poll after a Kansas win on the road in Allen Fieldhouse last year? No. So why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing it after a loss? It's just agenda pushing and stupid. The only time you start approvals polls is in the summer when there's nothing else to talk about, because it's summer and there's no sports on. That's when you get into the hypotheticals, not freaking in season when you have so many other things to talk about. So that's my rant. I'm done. I'm pissed off of freaking media members that the worst. I hate
media
them.
members or a certain media outlet.
No, Alan Cutler too, and his stupid mustache face. John Calipari wrote the foreword of his book, and now he's just trashing him like crazy. Like, bro, like you guys are crazy. But yeah, media members, because it's multiple people at this point now. But yeah,
That's fair. I like it.
yeah. So, all right. Well, this has been Beers and Buckets, where you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Beers and Buckets Pod. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and rate, leave a review, share this episode, and check out the Basketball Podcast Network on Twitter for more shows like this one. This has been fun. This has been real. It's been real fun, and I'm super tired because it's almost 1 a.m. And yeah, so this has been the bottom line because Connor said so. You guys have a
Bang,
fantastic
bang.
week. We'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir.